I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Julie Weldon. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Hi, Angel. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am in warm and lovely Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, that sounds great. That definitely sounds great. And tell me, which of your talents do you think is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I have a couple of things going on right now. So I have a podcast called GSD Entrepreneur, and that stands for, I'm not sure, am I allowed to say cuss words on this podcast?
I think you should go with stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go with it. It's get stuff done, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And so I've co-hosted that for the last 5 months. And so I think that's one reason. And the other reason is I have a coaching and consulting business called A Salty Rim. And we work with entrepreneurs and small business owners in helping them create strategic plans and helping them find success in their business.
Yeah, sounds great. Got to listen to GSD. Pretty amazing stuff going on there. It's a panel of you that are speaking, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. So I have a co-host. Stacy Pierce is my co-host, and then we usually interview the business owner of whatever business we're talking to. So that could be one business owner, or it could be, partnership or whatever. So it could be anywhere from 3 to 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah. It sounded like fun. You guys had Kelly and Sunshine on. It was pretty amazing.
Oh,
yeah, it sounded as though you guys had super fun. So who did you learn the skill of podcasting from?
Oh, you know what? It was a trial by error. I mean, trial by fire for sure. I honestly, when I started the podcast 6 months ago, I had no idea how to podcast. But it was something that was important to me because I wanted to help business owners tell their story. And so for us, we were very attracted to business owners and entrepreneurs who were get stuff done kind of people, people who weren't afraid to do the hard work that it takes to start a business and run a business and run a successful business. And so honestly, I just did a ton of Google research on learning how to set up a podcast and how to, launch a podcast and how to get followers on a podcast. So it was definitely trial by fire for sure.
Yeah, well done. Well, you definitely represent, you walk the talk, don't you? Like, you just don't have people there. You're walking the talk. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. You're welcome. Given the challenges that you have experienced, why will you now continue to repeat the skill of podcasting?
It's because of the stories that we get to tell as a result of podcasting. A lot of these small business owners don't get heard. Like, they're oftentimes, what we found in our consulting business, but also in podcasting, small business owners are often the loneliest people on the planet because nobody really understands the hard work that it takes to be an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur who's actually successful. And so for us, GSD Entrepreneur really is a passion project. It's not something that we make money off of, but it's a passion project for us, where we get to, for 45 or 50 minutes, we get to give these entrepreneurs who are doing the really hard work, we get to give them a platform. And it's really fun. So to us, it's something that we definitely will continue because we love giving people a voice.
Love it. Well, do tell me one other thing that you've done, Julie, consistently over the last 3 years.
So it was interesting. I was taking a product to market, and we partnered with a firm, a manufacturing facility that turned out to be a really bad partnership. And so I learned a lot about what it means to develop good partnerships and what the consequences are of developing partnerships that go sour. And so I resigned from that position of taking my product to market and started a Salty Rim, which is the consulting business that we do. And so that's been, for the last 3 years, that's been what I've been focused on, of developing, a business, really, and connecting with clients and really helping those small business owners go to market. So the two things that I've been really focused on are a Salty Rim, growing a Salty Rim, and then, GSD Entrepreneur, the podcast.
Yeah. Every time you say Salty Rim, my tongue, like, just,
you want
like,
a margarita?
That is what it means. Oh, all right.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Well, quick story on that. So
Sure.
a Salty Rim. So we live in Charleston, South Carolina, and I came out of working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, as a consultant for them, and working with really big organizations, Fortune 100 companies, and I knew that when I resigned from the manufacturing, taking the product to market, and wanting to start this consultancy firm, I knew that I wanted to provide as good of service, but a lot less formal. And so, since we live in Charleston, my partner and I, we love margaritas, and certainly salt on a rim really adds a lot to a margarita. And so, as we were thinking about that, we thought salt to anything, to a recipe, being a salt of the earth person, salt really adds a different element to something, that, was missing before you add that salt. And so for us, coming up with a Salty Rim, it really is a play on wanting to be fun as a company, but really get stuff done, and add the element that's missing in people's business.
Well done.
No, thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can go from what can seem to be a failure to 100% success, right? And it's as though one thing helped the other, didn't it?
It's yeah, you're exactly right on that. And it's been hard. It's been one of the hardest things that I've ever done, to walk away from a dream, but to start something new, only to, the beauty of that story is that I've since redesigned that product, and we're taking that to market once again. And so, it's like, if you just take the next step and just do the work, what is supposed to be will fall into place.
Yeah.
And so for us, working with entrepreneurs, having, the podcast and the consulting business and whatever it is that we do, the piece of advice that we tell them is just focus on what's right in front of you and take that next step. And then what is supposed to be will fall into place, for sure.
Love it. Where's the best place for people to connect with you?
Easy. My email, it's just jweldon, WELDON, @asaltyrim.com.
Love it. Well, my friend, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, salty water, right?
I love it. It's my favorite place to be.
But Julie, please do tell us which of, my apologies. Tell me, I just had like a brain freeze. Please do tell me, what is your earliest childhood memory?
It's funny, the earliest childhood memory. So my dad was in the military, and he flew helicopters and he was stationed in Fort Rucker, Alabama. And so we were living in a little trailer in Fort Rucker, Alabama. And I don't know if this memory comes from a picture that I saw or if it really is a memory, but it was of us playing in the yard in Fort Rucker, Alabama, with my dad in his military uniform, and just being really, really proud of him, as my dad serving in the military and flying helicopters.
Intriguing. How old do you think you were?
I was little. I was probably, I want to say 4 or 5.
So why do you think this memory is so clear, Julie?
Family is really important to me. And my dad is one of my heroes, for sure. And to me, people that serve in the military are just a different breed, and one, a breed that I really look up to and respect. And to put your life on the line to protect other people, to me is admirable, for sure. And my dad is all of that to me. He's certainly my hero. So that's probably why it matters to me.
What can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, sure.
This is coming straight off my previous conversation, which was with an 82-year-old young lady that I had, right, on, and her earliest childhood memory was actually similar, where it was her brother keep coming back from World War II, right, and seeing them marching. So with your memory now, it just helps me to even see clearer the fact that you need to fight. And, you know, in terms of getting stuff done, if you would, it's really a battle, isn't it? It's war. It's war. It is war. It's you against yourself, first of all, and then there's so many others that come along. But to see that your father showed what was necessary, as well as the importance of defining when you're ready for battle, which is the uniform, right? Which is, I'm ready, I'm strapped up, and I'm ready to go to fight this battle. It's just amazing to see that connect, and then to see that you have decided to fight and also help others bring their stories of their fight to share with others. Yeah,
I love it, Engel. I love it. That's yep. I think you're probably right on the money. So thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
That's an awesome question, because it was 1983 when I was 12 years old, and Michael Jackson was huge. So I'll have to go with Billie Jean. That's the kind of song that whenever it comes on, you cannot help but dance. And dancing, I think, is so fun. So yeah, I'd have to go with Michael Jackson.
Love it. Yeah, I'm doing the moves. All right.
That's awesome. If you can do Michael Jackson moves, I'm impressed.
Well, I'm sitting, so I'm not there. Well, Julie, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Julie?
Absolutely.
Julie, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have. Yes.
Are you married?
I'm not.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Very strong, yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yeah, 3 hours a week for sure. I've got to get in my binge shows.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, unfortunately, fortunately, I guess, I work virtually. So yes, it's absolutely 8 hours a day or more.
All right. Julie, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I had to get butt surgery. I'm joking. No, I came up with this workbook. The name of it being called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And I believe that as you answer questions similar to these, that you connect to your own unique real statement, aka your mission, right? If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Julie Weldon, what would you say that is?
Helping people live their best life by giving them a voice.
Love it. Yeah, even if we have to fight for that voice.
Absolutely.
Love it. Julie, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to you. I mean, this is awesome, the 12-minute convos. I love what you're doing, Engel, and I hope that it just grows exactly like you want it to and blows, even goes beyond your wildest dreams. So thank you for that. But also to those entrepreneurs who are on the fence, go for it. Life is so short. Do the thing that you're passionate about. Follow your dreams. And the worst you can do is fail, and the best that you can do is succeed. So go for what's in your heart.
Fight. Keep the fight. Fight for it.
Absolutely. Fight. I love it.
Go. Julie Weldon, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you for being on 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com And for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.